Good day, good day, good day, everyone. Welcome to Morning Sip with Reb Melissa. I am Reb Melissa. This is Morning Sip, and SIP stands for Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. Yes, it does. So, good day. I hope everyone is doing well. As you can see, we are still in Atlanta at my brother's house. And this being here sparked this week's series, which is, let's put it up, When Life Does What? When life gives you lemons, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So I shared yesterday that our flight back home was canceled twice because of the blizzard that happened on Sunday and Monday in New York. And so we had to extend our stay here in Atlanta. There's plenty to do, right? I had meetings set for yesterday and, things to do during the week. And some things got canceled, some things got rescheduled, and some things just are not going to happen now. And that's okay. And that's okay because when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. It's your choice to be sour or bitter or to see the opportunity and to be optimistic. And so for us, Marco and I have turned this into an opportunity. So yesterday we got to spend a day with our daughter in Tuskegee, and that would not have happened if the flights weren't canceled, right? We were here for their birthday on Sunday, had a wonderful celebration. We were here for the Spellman Family Weekend. That's what brought us here. And it just so happened that Sunday was our girl's birthday. So Zola drove up with some of her friends from Alabama, and we got to have a wonderful birthday dinner with them. And it's funny because on their birthday, you want people in general, I'm making a generalized statement. People want everything to go perfect on their birthday, right? No mishaps, no hiccups. They just want a smooth day, especially on their birthday. And I was mentioning this to, oh my goodness, I can't remember if I was mentioning it to Aria or to Zola. I think I was mentioning it to Aria because Aria's plan was to go to a restaurant and have dinner and then hang out with her friends afterwards. So her friends, Zola friends, there was about 16 of us all together to have dinner together. And the first restaurant we went to, there was a 2-hour wait, right? Talk about lemons, a 2-hour wait. So we was like, we're not doing that. So we go to another restaurant. Guess what? Another 2-hour wait. I said, okay, we're not doing that. And Aria was getting frustrated because she wanted it to be a perfect day for her and her sister. And she felt, some responsibility since Zola and her friends were driving 2 hours from Alabama. She especially wanted everything to go smoothly, So now it's 8:30 at night. We got 3 cars of people and no place to go. And so I said, well, how about Mexican? Well, how about a Mexican restaurant? So there was game for that. And I just, went through the phone and started looking for Mexican restaurants. But in the meantime, one of the friends said, oh, I know a restaurant that we could go to at the Beltline. So off we all go to the Beltline, get to the restaurant. Aria and her friend go into the restaurant. They just closed the kitchen. They just closed the kitchen. So she comes back and she's like, they just closed the kitchen. So more lemons, right? I said, it's okay. I've been looking up Mexican restaurants. Let's see. So there was one like a 2-minute walk away from where we were. I said, I'm going to call them. Instead of us going over there, let me call them and just see if they can accommodate us. So I called, told them we got 16 people. Can you accommodate us? They said yes. And not only did they accommodate us, we had our own private area in the restaurant. The service was amazing. The food was superb. Everyone had a wonderful time. It's as if that was the plan all along. All along. So I was telling Aria about the series Lemons, When Life Gives You Lemons, Make Lemonade. And I was inviting her to look at when things happen, even though you feel like this is the way you want it to go. When things happen, they happen for an opportunity for us to see it through another lens and to pivot, right? And so we pivot and pivot and pivot. And then we landed at this wonderful restaurant that took such good care of us. We had a wonderful time. So that's another example of when life gives you lemons. We always have a choice how we are going to hold it, how we're going to be with it, how we're going to move forward. Or are we going to sulk and vent and be all upset and have the whole day be ruined? No. Why? When there's so many other opportunities that are waiting for us to align with. So that's what had happened. So that's another when life gives you lemons, make lemonade story. Make lemonade story. And so Shay shared with me one of her lemonade stories, and so did Fee. So I want to share those with y'all quickly. So let me share Fee's. So here's Fee's lemonade story. Because of the storm and our flights, Marco and I, our flights being canceled, Sekou and Fee get to spend a few more days of quality time with Davy the cat. And she said Davy was talking to Nelson this morning. So Nelson is Fee's cat that passed away last year. And now when Marco and I travel, Sekou and Fee take care of Davy. So Davy's been with them. We were scheduled to pick them up, on Tuesday when we got back on Monday. And none of that happened because of lemons, right? These delicious, wonderful lemons. And so sometimes when lemons happen in our lives, they can also benefit the other person, right? We could share the tall, ice cold, delicious lemonade with people in our circle. So our lemons got to be a blessing to Sekou, Fee, and to Davy, because Davy loves them as well. So they're having a wonderful time. But let me tell you something, Fee King, we're coming for Davy. We are coming for Davy on Friday. And then Shay was sharing about a wonderful visioning that she had. And there was two things with Shay. Shay, I love this. So Shay was sharing about the symbolism of this beautiful vision that was basically about lemons, making lemons out of making lemonade out of lemons. And what came through for her was this beautiful vision. And so I love that as well, Shay. And then Shay sent me a clip from a movie that she happened to be watching yesterday. And there's a scene in the movie where literally one of the characters say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And I think they may have even had lemons on on the in the scene. So I love when things just line up because nothing is a coincidence. What are the chances that Shay will watch a movie and dialogue between the two characters is when life gives you lemons, make lemonade? That is no coincidence, y'all. So I love how all of that just lines up. What is that called? Serpentitude? You'll know me in some words, right? Okay. It's all aligned. Let's just say that. And I love that. Nothing is random. Nothing is random. Even when it appears to be so, it isn't. Because we're all just attracting these things to us, based on what we are broadcasting out into the universe. So I love those two examples of fees and Shay. So thank y'all. And if anyone else has a lemonade story that you would like to share, please send it to me. You can send me a direct message. You can text it to me if you have my phone number. Just a really short, brief synopsis of how you made your lemons into lemonade. So let me pause there and check in with you all. All right. So good day, Pamela. Good to see you. Good day, Linda. Good windy morning. All right. Good day, Shay. Hey, lady. And Shay had a birthday as well. And so Shay is sharing her birthday was perfect. She even had to go to the DMV and was in and out of there in less than 15 minutes, ate sushi at home, learned the 3-step, and still have my party on Saturday. All right, perfection. That is wonderful, Shay. That is wonderful. Good day, Ron. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. And Shay is sharing about the vision. The vision was a alicorn with the winged unicorn that transformed negative and toxic energy into goodness. And that's another way of saying turning lemon into lemonade, transforming negative and toxic energy into goodness. Thank you, Shay. Linda said, coincidences happen to me all the time. My intuition alerts me. Yes. It relates to my whole life. Yes, Shay. Yes. So this is what we choose to do, because all of this is a choice, right? Shay is choosing to lean into the transformative energy, right? You can transform negative and toxic energy into goodness, right? Because we know that love conquers all. Love conquers all. So look at all of the opportunities that love gets to express itself through us and as us. And we may think it's insignificant or it doesn't matter, but it all matters. It really does. So the next time something goes left when you feel like it should go right, or when something goes right when you feel like it should go left, just pause for a moment and see the possibility, see the opportunity, and choose optimism. When I was looking up information about this whole saying, I was like, how did this whole saying even come about? And what I've learned was that it's credited to a writer named Elbert Hubbard in 1909. So he's credited with this saying. This is what I read. The phrase, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, is often attributed to writer Elbert Hubbard in 1909, who wrote about a man who takes the lemons that faith hands him and starts making lemonade. It encourages a proactive can-do attitude, emphasizing that while you cannot control unexpected obstacles, you can control your response to them. And that's what I was sharing yesterday, right? All that we control is our response to whatever happens. Flights get canceled. All I can do is control my response to it. I can't go fly a plane. I can't call up American Airlines and say, could you like get a special plane for me? No, none of that. None of that is going to happen, right? But I can control my response to the situation that thousands of other people were also going through. And I'm sure there is a multitude of responses. And I'm hopeful that many of those responses were optimistic, were people choosing to see the opportunity. Yesterday, Marco and I went out to breakfast at this wonderful breakfast place that we found in Atlanta. Another wonderful outcome from us being here. We got to go back to that restaurant again, and sitting at the next table right next to us was a couple whose flight was also canceled back to New York. They overheard us talking about it. And they were in Florida. Then they flew to Atlanta for a couple of days, and they were supposed to fly out like us on Monday, and their flight was canceled. And they had a flight. I think they said they had a flight to go out yesterday. So, no, today. So hopefully they got out today. So, and they were like, we're going to the aquarium, right? So again, making lemonade out of lemons. They would not have had the opportunity to go to the aquarium if their flight wasn't canceled. And look, they went from Florida to Atlanta. They both had suntans, right? They said they had a wonderful time in Florida. The weather was wonderful. Atlanta was a little chilly the last couple of days, but it ain't a blizzard here. So they got to avoid that whole situation and go to the aquarium. I think that's some delicious lemonade right there. Yes, 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 yes. So we'll continue to just, have fun with this for the rest of the week. Marco and I are scheduled to return on tomorrow. So just send out some positive vibes for our flight for tomorrow. We're already checked in. Everything looks like it's going well. But if something happens, what are we going to do? We're going to make some more lemonade. We're going to make some more lemonade. That's what we're going to do. Yes, yes, yes. All right, y'all. So have a wonderful, wonderful today. I will see you live. If you'll see me live tomorrow, you'll know something happened with the flight. So I'll see you live on Friday, and I'll let you know how everything goes on Friday. But I would love to hear your lemon turn to lemonade stories. What do you do when life gives you lemons? Do you make lemonade or do you do something else? All right. So thank you, Ron, for the positive vibes for our flight tomorrow. Appreciate you. And the weather here in ATL is nice. It's nice. Every day it gets warmer and warmer. I think today is supposed to hit close to 60. It was wonderful over the weekend. We had like 70, 75 degree weather over the weekend. But it ain't snowing here, y'all. It is not snowing here. So I am grateful for that. All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. Have a wonderful today. Peace and justice. We are living life in joy, connected to our yes.